Okay, it looks like we're live. Hello and welcome all you Rainbow Warriors out there. Today is Wednesday. We're going to do another show today. I had a few people ask me if I was still doing one since tomorrow is Thanksgiving. And I said, well, why not? Let's do it. I'm sure there's lots of people. Probably not as many. Maybe some of you guys are out traveling to go see your families and stuff. But anyways, I'm here to do a WigWag. I did one on a tapestry, but I've had a few requests to do it on a t-shirt. So that's what we're going to do today. But before we get to that, let's get into some gratitude. So last week I forgot to do this. So for the week before, we had Paula sign up as a new member of my channel. So thank you for that. This week we had, and I'm going to try to pronounce this, Dongjai. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but they signed up, so thank you very much. Much gratitude for everybody who signs up to support this channel. And then we have a few donations. One came in from Cheryl, and then Sally, and Brett, and Nathaniel, and Andrew. So I just want to extend a great thank you and much love and gratitude to you guys. So let's see who's in the house today here. So let me see if I can get over here. There we go. Okay, so we got Tie-Dye Dog, Deja Vu, Tie-Dye and Dawn. Mom's in the house. Hi, Mom. Nice to see you. Or nice to be seen. Rhonda, Crystal, Penny, Melanie, Michelle, Sally, Romildo, Jay-Z, Isabella. Anyways, looks like we got more people joining in, so welcome. Oh, it looks like we got somebody from Germany, so hello and welcome. I guess we get people signed up for signed in or joining in from all over the world. So today, like I say, we're going to do the WigWag ZigZag design. So I had done this on a tapestry. A while back though, I had done it earlier this year. I did it on a t-shirt. So let's see if I can get this back out of my way even more. So we're going to do it on a t-shirt today, just so that you guys can see how that's done. Last time what I did is I just kind of picked a spot halfway from the shoulder to the bottom, and I drew a half circle going across this way. This time I turned the t-shirt a little bit on an angle, and I'm going from this corner here all the way up off of this sleeve over here, because as I was getting set up today, I decided, I've seen the WigWags done where they put a little bit of a spiral in there, so I'm going to go ahead and in this free corner up here, I'm going to tie a little bit of a spiral in there. So anyways, oh yes, I forgot to make that announcement. Thank you, Susie, for bringing it to my attention. Just in case anybody is looking to get one of the Rainbow Warrior t-shirts that I have in my Teespring store, there's a link below the video. You just click on that, and there's 4 white t-shirts. You click on the men's, the women's, or the kids. Buy what you want. But if at checkout you use the code, and I put it up at the top, but I'm going to type it in again. It's for Black Friday Cyber Monday. Okay, let's see what I just did here. Okay, Black Friday Cyber Monday. That is the code to use for today, or for the next few days, to save you 33% off of buying yourself one of the t-shirts out of the Teespring. Just use that code at checkout. But also, if you don't get one in the next, I think the code is good through the end of Monday, maybe into Tuesday, I don't remember. But if you don't get one, then I do have another code. Just use MrTieDye, all capital letters, and you'll save, I think, 11% between now and the end of the year. So, okay, so that's done. Alrighty, so we're gonna get this t-shirt folded up. Basically what I'm going to do is just start folding from one corner. It doesn't really matter, I think, which direction you fold from. I usually like to just have my line that I'm going to be folding coming straight at me. So I usually kind of just arrange the t-shirt, the tapestry, whatever I'm working on, so that I can just do little accordion folds going across the t-shirt, and the new t-shirt just keeps folding its way towards me. I'm just doing little short folds here. Like I say, on any of the ones that I'm going to do any kind of a pattern with the dyeing, I usually will do shorter folds just to give myself more room to play with, because it makes the design, the folded up thing, a little bit wider. So these here are less than an inch tall here, the pleats that I'm doing. And basically I'm just lining this curved line up on top here. And I put a curved line. You could do just a straight line, however you want to do it, but I did a curved line. So anyways, so I'm just going to fold up across here, and I'm keeping my pleats kind of straight out here on the edge. I'll eventually finish these all out, shortening them out all the way out to the edge here. But this side I'm going to leave open, because right here on this shoulder, probably right about here, I'm going to do a spiral off of that shoulder. So anyways, we're going to just keep on going here. Sound like Julie just showed up. She had some errands to run this morning, so she'll be jumping into the chat room here shortly. Let's see, what else we got going on? So is anybody doing any traveling for Thanksgiving? I know here in Oregon we've been locked down and told not to travel and stuff, but I don't know if all the states are the same way or not. So you guys doing some holiday traveling? Just be safe out there. Let's see. What else is going on out there in the world? How's everybody doing? Oh, another thing. Jewel set up a Facebook page for us to use from this video. I'm not sure just how big she wants it to be, but I figured we can share the link. I don't have it handy with me, but later on I can share it if nobody else has shared it yet. But yeah, you guys sign up for the Facebook group, and I try to get in there a couple times a week and answer questions over there also. And if we get it set up where there's files in the group, then I will try to add some more info even over there.
I think you might be the only one who can share links during the live stream, you and me.
Oh, okay.
Just letting you know nobody else can, so you will do it later.
Yeah, I will do it later unless you want to do it, but anyways, let's see here. We'll get this thing tied up, and then like I say, I'm going to slowly work my way down. I usually will wrap it around a few times here just to keep it all held, and then I'm just going to do some of the same pleats, but sometimes I will make additional pleats. My job isn't to get this perfect here. I am kind of a go with the flow kind of dyer here. You guys can spend as much time as you want on these pleats, but I kind of do them quickly. Every now and then I will have a project where I feel I want to be really precise with it, but most times I like to just try to get it good enough here. And that's what I'm going for here, is just kind of nice short pleats, smoothing things out. Mainly, I don't want a bunch of pleats laying over top of each other, so like these ones here I'm going to fix. But I'm just going to slowly work my way all the way down this T here as I go. And we'll get that link shared later for the Facebook page. Julie let me know that I think that only myself or her can share links in this feed here. So I will get that shared later, unless Julie managed to share it. Let's see. Brown Girl Life says, whose shirt are you wearing today? This one actually happens to be one of mine. This is a rainbow quantum scrunch, and I do have a video for that, so you can search on my channel for quantum scrunch and you'll find that. Actually, I think I have a couple videos. One's the quantum scrunch, one's the quantum V. So anyways, yeah, I was rushing around today trying to get things going, and I didn't take the time to find a guest artist t-shirt, so you just get the one for me. Let's see. So I about got this portion done. So I just keep wrapping, and I will go under here and tie this up just a little bit, just to kind of hold that in place, and then I just keep working on the next area. And I just work my way down the whole t-shirt, just kind of smoothing and straightening things out. And one thing that helps is if you just if you hold the tee here so you're not pulling your pleats out, but just kind of pull on the t-shirt this way, it creates these longer pleats, but also sometimes it'll straighten some of the things out. But then as I'm working, getting my pleats, I'm kind of always pulling this direction against, away from that, and that really does help kind of let some of the pleats fall into place here. So those are just some of my tricks for how I do my pleating and my straightening. Sometimes getting very precise pleats is the key, but sometimes just getting it arranged nicely works just perfect. But that's probably more of my go with the flow with tie-dye. I used to be really, really precise, and I think I've just loosened up, lightened up, more of a go with the flow. But you can at least still see the process, and you guys can be as precise or relaxed as you want to be, because your tie-dyes are all about you. All right. So let's see here. Let's see. Deja Vu said, sorry if I missed it, but what is the link and where we use the code for the 33% off? The code is just for the Rainbow Warrior tees that I have in my Teespring store. And if you open up go down below the video, there's should be a little link. You should see 4 white t-shirts with the Chakra Buddha on there. Those are the Teespring tees. It's just for people who want to get one of the Rainbow Warrior tees. I went ahead and put them on sale for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then a smaller sale throughout the rest of the year. So below the video, just click on the Teespring store. And if I can figure out how to find a link for that, I'll put a link to it on below the video once I'm all the way done shooting it. So if you guys are watching this later on, and I can even, I think, pin it so it'll be the top comment. So afterwards, I will find a link to that store and just pin it right in the comment section so you guys can find it for anybody who wants to get one of the Rainbow Warrior tees. And in my regular store, I'll probably do a sale over there if you're looking to buy tie-dye, but I haven't gone in and made up a sale yet, but I will have one. I usually this time Teespring is specifically doing these ones for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, so that's why I did it, but that's not really my thing. So I'll have a holiday sale, but it'll probably be after Cyber Monday. So you guys can get your Thanksgiving in, and then you can come back and buy tie-dyes if you want to. But for now, if you want a Rainbow Warrior tee, you can save 33%. Okay. So I'm just about done here with the pleating. Yeah, I don't know if you asked that question after I said it. Susie said, I thought you would have tapestry tie-dye shirts for sale, but I don't see any. How can I order a tie-dye t-shirt? I'll go ahead and just put a link to my store down here. But if you wait until after Monday, at some point I'm going to get in and I'll put a sale code up. But you can buy from me anytime. So there is a link to my store where I have all of my tie-dyes, or at least most of my tie-dyes. So you can buy from there anytime. And like I say, I will have a holiday sale. I'll get a code made up and posted sometime in the next few days. Alrighty. And this tail, I think I'm just going to fold this tail over just a little bit. Just because when you get all the way down to a point, it's hard to do the dyeing the way I'm going to anyways. So we're going to do the dyeing in a zigzag fashion, which is what gives us the WigWag. So I'm just running this string back up and just tightening everything up just a little bit more here. And this is also a time that you can go in and adjust your pleats if you need to. But once I get it up here, then I'm going to put a spiral in this corner, and then we're going to get to dyeing this thing. And then hopefully get out of here at a decent time. I wanted to kind of do a short video today because I know it is the holiday and people probably have stuff going on. So I wanted to do a video, but I just didn't want to keep everybody held here for hours. So this is just a quick one. And since the WigWag has been one that's been asked about a lot, I decided it was time to do the WigWag. The WigWag ZigZag. That's what I like to call it. Okay, so I have this tied up. This was where I put my original outer circle here, and now I'm just kind of loosening this up a little bit, and I'm going to tie my spiral. Probably not exactly right there. I'm going to go over just a little bit and twist that up. And this is just a little something extra, just because I want to play. You could do the whole t-shirt in a WigWag, but I decided I wanted to have just something a little different on here than what I usually do. And the WigWags I've done, they've been just a WigWag, but this one will be a WigWag with a WigWag ZigZag with a spiral. Okay, I think that's good there. And then the rest of this is just kind of be a little bit of a scrunch up here. So we're just going to tie this up, and then we'll get to dyeing this. So I think I asked a question, but I don't know if I've seen it. This is anybody traveling for Thanksgiving this year? Is anybody going anyplace fun? Anybody having an interesting dinner of any sort? See, staying home. Yeah, we're going to see Julie's mom for Thanksgiving. Although we won't be having the typical Thanksgiving meal, but we will be having a meal together. Probably more than one. Let's see. Work, dinner, and staying home otherwise. Staying home, having family over. Awesome. Yep, a lot of people staying home, it looks like. Alright, I think I'm about ready to tie this off and get to start dyeing. Let's see. Staying home, we're cooking, the kids are coming. Oh, that's always awesome to have the kids come home and have Thanksgiving with you. Regular Thursday for me and work, or home and work. Yep, that's the way it is, I know, for some people. I don't do a whole lot for the holidays myself. We just happen to be going over to Julie's mom's house because we like to go over there about once a week and have some dinner and play some cards. And today's just a day to do that. Or tomorrow. All right. I think we got that pretty good here. Let's see, what else can we do? I'm going to put a towel down under mine just because I like to have the clean, dry towel underneath when I'm doing this dyeing, because to me it feels like the dryness of the towel is going to help pull the moisture. So as I put liquid on the top, it's going to be kind of pulled through the fabric here. So okay, so I'm just doing a couple more pleats here that just look like they were a little bit unruly. We don't want unruly pleats. So the cuticle pusher is a perfect tool to rein in those unruly pleats. And once you get that sorted, then what I'm going to do is draw a line on here, and I'm going to try to be a little bit conscious with it, because I'm going to use as my main colors for my WigWag. I'm going to fill in with a couple other colors here, but my main colors, I'm going to use black, bright green, and a light turquoise. So it's just regular turquoise with water added to it to lighten it down some. And then my filler colors will be fuchsia and lemon yellow. But on my spiral, I want my zigzag to continue up into my spiral. So for that to happen, I need to have my line go. So I'm going to, I know what I'll do. We'll just, and this here, like I say, you could dye this up however you like to do it, but I'm just trying to take a moment and think about how I want it. So I'm drawing my little triangles on here. And one of them is going to come down right to here, right to the full width of my zigzags that I'm going to do. So I'm going to put in my zigzag here. And I'm not going to, last time I zigzagged all the way to the corner, or all the way to the edges. And this time I'm not going to go all the way to the edge, to give myself a little bit of room. And also just to change up the pattern a little bit. So I'm zigzagging right down the middle. I'm going to zigzag this one here with black, and then turquoise and green on either side of it, and then the fill in with my fuchsia and yellow. So the black is going to zigzag all the way up, and then this triangle here I'm going to dye in black. So it's going to zigzag up and then go right into the spiral. So that's what I'm hoping for anyways. We'll see. Oh, I didn't draw enough triangles. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to zigzag all the way up the t-shirt. So I'm just drawing this all the way down. Okay, so there's my line, and like I say, the main thing for the WigWag is that you fold this up so you have your long pleats running this way, and then you zigzag with your dye going back and forth across. So whether you're using, I'm using liquid dye, but you could also use ice dye, where you would just put your powder on in this form. But you want to go do your zigzag in the same direction that all of your pleats are running, and that's what's going to give you the WigWag effect. And since I did mine in a semicircle, I'm going to have WigWags that kind of go like this up the t-shirt. So they're going to go in an arc shape, but then they're going to go in a zigzag shape. So you can change that up. So if you do a straight pleat where you just pleated diagonally from one corner up to the next, you wouldn't have the curved lines, but if you dye in a zigzag, you would still have a zigzag that would go up across the whole t-shirt, the WigWag. The WigWag ZigZag. Okay, enough chatter. I get off on a ramble sometimes, and you guys just have to sit here and listen to me. So we're going to go with black to start with. That's going to be the center of our line, and I'm just using just regular dyes. None of these dyes are thickened. And I usually will draw my design on first, and then I will, with one color, and then I put the next color on. I don't want to put on too much black all at one time, and I'm going to do the spiral separately. If I kept putting black on, it's going to keep spreading out and getting whiter instead of soaking down. So by adding my other colors on right next to it, then the color is going to soak in rather than spread as much. So I will put on one layer of my color before I start adding more layers to do the saturation. Because right now I know this isn't saturated well. So that's just what I found works better for me to get these designs to come out, is put each of your colors on and then add more of each one to get your saturation right. Okay, so those are my three main colors for the t-shirt, and now I'm going to do filler colors. So on one side, let's see, I think on the turquoise side, I'm going to fill in these little spaces. And like I say, this here, once again, is a choice. I could continue, next to this green, I could put another line of black on there, or I could put a line of the green. I could use these same three colors and fill this in. I am just playing and having fun now. So my filler colors are going to fill in the extra little spaces here. And once I get those laid down, then I'll go along and I'll add more of each of the other colors here. And then at some point I will go ahead and dye my spiral. And I'll probably dye the spiral in these 5 colors. Well, in fact, I had just the right number of lines up here. Oh, sometimes the universe just works things out for you, doesn't it? Okay, so let's see what we got going on. I'm not even sure what's going on in the room here. Looks like you guys are entertaining yourselves. If you guys do have a question for me, let's see. Then if you put your question in all caps, I will see it, or Julie will see it and get them to me so that I can answer them. But once I kind of get all my dyes laid down, then I think at that point I will start answering some questions while I finish dyeing here. Because normally the dyeing process is when I put it into super speed mode, if I'm just making a regular recorded video. But we'll get to that soon. Okay, so now on the other side here, I'm going to use yellow as my filler color on the green side. And then, of course, on Friday, you guys will see these results of just what this ZigZag WigWag looks like. But I'm doing it a little bit differently than I've done it in the past. Last time I did my zigzags, I went all the way to the edges, and this time I didn't. So for me, I just love to experiment, and it's fun to just turn on the camera and invite you guys along on the journey with me. So thank you for showing up on your Wednesday. Looks like we got 76 people watching, and we got 27 thumbs up, and we got a thumbs down already, but that was put up before I even started the video. So I'm sure there's somebody out there that just doesn't like the fact that I'm doing tie-dye videos, but that's not going to stop me. I'm going to keep on making them. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go along and just add more of each color. And I'm just kind of adding it in there slowly. I don't want to put this dye on too fast and have it swamp and want to spread. So I'm just putting the dye on slowly so that more than likely it's just going to soak right down inside. But that's the one thing about this design, is just the patience of applying the dye. And after a couple layers, then I'll usually check it just by looking at the bottom to see how it's doing. And once I can see color coming through in all of the areas, I mean, sometimes the color will come through more down at the bottom here, and it takes a little bit longer up at the top. But once I see it coming through in all areas, then I'll flip it and dye the bottom side. And usually the bottom side only requires one layer of dye, because if I'm seeing color coming through, that means all of the layers inside are done. And not that there's a bunch of layers, because this was just a single layer. So that should show up faster than normal, like if I was doing a mandala or something. But while this soaks, I'm going to go ahead and dye my spiral up here. So this first corner space, I'm going to dye in black, and that way my spiral, my black line, is going to zigzag back and forth the t-shirt from the corner all the way up, and then it's going to go right into the spiral here. So we'll see how that looks. Like I say, that's just me kind of wanting to play with this design a little more. If I'm going to do it, I might as well have a little bit of fun with it. So let's see, we'll put the turquoise on this side, since on here the green was on that side. So I'm just kind of mixing things up. Put green over here. Yeah, and we'll go back to the original 5 lines that I had on here. When I first drew the lines, I had 5 spaces, and normally I make 6 spaces, and then I do 2 of each color or something. But I realized that I've got 5 colors. I got 3 main colors and 2 filler colors, so 5 spaces work just perfect. Oh, well, now I got, yeah. I'll split that up. I drew an extra line in there, and anyway, we'll just do it this way. Put the fuchsia on next to the turquoise. In fact, let me get the bigger bottle out. Alrighty. Now let me take a quick peek here. Okay, and I seen a question from the unknown homie. It says, how is your black so pigmented? My black, I use 3 different blacks in my powder. I buy my powder dyes from Dharma, and my black dye consists of Raven, New, and Better Black. So 3 different dye powders. I mixed them all into the same tub. And then I also mix these twice as strong as most of the rest of my colors. So for 16 ounces of dye, I use 10 to 12 teaspoons of the dye powder, and that's how I get my blacks so black. And then the other thing that really helps the black is extra time and some heat. So I will put mine in a tub with a lid on it, and then stack that tub next to a heater vent. So it gets heat, and then I also leave it for 48 hours instead of 24 hours. And that really just kind of helps bump that black up and make it nice and dark. I've been kind of playing with the black for several years, just trying to figure out how to get a better black. And I found that the mixing of 3 different blacks, and then the leaving for extra time, and adding heat. Those are the 3 things that really help me improve my black. Alright. So I'm just going to keep on adding 1 layer of dye at a time until I can kind of start seeing all of these colors show up all the way along on the bottom. Having color show up here at the tip doesn't help anything here. So usually what I do is I'll check it, and if my color, like I say, I can start to see a little bit of the turquoise coming through here in different places. I can start to see a little bit of black, but wherever the colors are coming through, then I avoid those areas and I work on other areas until I can see it coming through all the way. And this one here, I should have put a little bit wider line of turquoise on, because it's already trying to disappear on me. I think the black likes to spread out some. Okay. Now I'm going to take another peek here and see what things are looking like. And I can feel moisture in my towel here. So I might get another towel just to keep on pulling that liquid through. This towel is a little bit thicker. Let's see. Yeah, that's the right length. Okay, so I'm just swapping my towel over, but I can already feel the moisture soaked into this one. Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and put another layer of colors on. Oh, let me take a peek and see what my spiral. The spiral is looking pretty good, but it still needs a little bit more color too. And the main thing with the the WigWag ZigZag, getting your colors to come through to the other side helps, because then you can put the same dye colors on in the same places, which then helps that pattern show up. So probably after this layer here, I should be able to flip this and add another layer on, add a dye onto the other side. And then I will try to get to some questions. I thought I was going to get to them, but sometimes just getting the dye on here correctly takes up all of my concentration. Sometimes I get going on these live videos and I don't get my dyes on quite the way that they need to be. So sometimes I just need to focus on that. But I can answer a few little questions. I just seen one pop up. When was your first ever tie-dye? So I first started doing tie-dye back in 2000. At the time I was living in Pendleton, and I was opening up a book and gift store with my ex-wife at the time. And we were wanting to add more handmade gifts to our inventory. So I added, or she suggested tie-dye, and I had never done it before. So we got a box of dyes in, and or a little kit in, and broke out some t-shirts and tried it out. And I fell in love right from the start, I would say. Our store, we only had our store open, I would say, for about a year and a half total. We had it part-time in Pendleton, and then we moved it to LeGrand. I think the moving it didn't do well once we moved it to a new location, but it was too late. I had already learned how to do tie-dye, and I wasn't giving it up. So 2000 was my first tie-dye for my store, but then I just continued doing the tie-dye afterwards. And 20 years later, here I am. Okay, so I'm going to press some of this dye down. So I just laid the clean part of the towel, clean dry part of the towel over top, and now I'm pressing that down in there. And now what I'm going to do is flip this over. So the part that I pressed into the towel now is where the t-shirt is laying. You can see just a little bit of the colors came out here on the towel, but I can feel the amount of liquid that's on there. But I can see my lines. That's the main thing. And it does look like I have some saturation all the way along here. So I think my dyes are this one's gonna come out good. I'm gonna go ahead and add one layer of color onto this side, and I think we're gonna be good. And then I will get to more of your questions. Julie just brought me, well actually, I've already answered most of them. So the one question, any plans to do a Grinch face on a t-shirt? I hadn't had any plans, but it's one that I can look into. There's the possibility that the Grinch face may be a stitched design, which if that's the case, then I won't be making a video for it. But if I can look at the face and figure out a way to do a folded one, then yes, I will be doing a Grinch and add that into my Christmas list. I do want to add another dye to my Christmas dyes, just since 'tis the season, and that might just be the one. Okay, so I'm putting this black dye on the same place on both sides of the t-shirt. So that's the main thing. When you have your dyes soaked through, you want to at least have it to the point where you can see your lines, or at least your main lines. And that's what I did. I could see my turquoise, my black, and my green lines. So I was able to add my black line on there to start, and now I'm doing my turquoise line, and then we'll fill in. But as long as you get these lines in the same place, top and bottom, then your pattern is going to show up. And it also shows up better if you don't have a bunch of white in there, which is why I like to dye from just one side to start with to get it nice and saturated in there. Okay. So now we're going to do the green, and then I'm going to do my filler colors. And then I think we're going to be good. Julie brought some more questions, but once again, it looks like I already answered some. I got to stop doing that. She takes all this time to write out these nice questions for me. And then I answer them before she brings them out, and she's got to scribble them out. Look at that. She just keeps having to scribble. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
What is the minimum number of colors you could do this design? I would say you could do it with just one. You could fold this up and do just your black line on here, or one color up the middle, leave a space and put another line up there. You could do like 2 lines of one color going up here, or you could even just put one line of one color going up and leave white as the other color, and you're going to get that patterning that's going to go back and forth. So yeah, I would say you would be fine with just one color. And I kind of forgot where I was. Oh, I'm at my filler colors. So yeah, one color is fine. I will be doing a video at some point because I've had a lot of questions about one color dyes, and I think just about any design you can do them with just one color. But I'm going to go ahead and pick out 2 or 3 different designs and do them with one color just to kind of show people what it looks like. I think that's sometimes the hesitancy, is not knowing what it's going to look like and not wanting to ruin a t-shirt. But with tie-dye, it's pretty hard to ruin a t-shirt, especially if you're only doing one color, because at the very least you could just tie it up and add another color to it. But that will be a fun one, to just pick a few different designs and do them just as one color designs. So that's something, if you guys wanted to chime in on what designs you would like to see done with one color. I can't really find the comments so well in the chat box, but if you post them below this video, either right now or after we're all done, that would work. But also another place, if you belong to the Rainbow Warriors group on Facebook, you could post over there. We could start just a running tab of ideas, and I could go in there and check it out. And then also the Jewel, I'm not sure, I didn't see whether you were in the room today or not, but if you are, I don't know if you were able to turn on the files in the group, or make me an admin or something where I could go in and add more stuff into the files. I just thought that might be a nice place to add more information in for people that are wanting to learn tie-dye and stuff. Anyway, I will be trying to get as much information out there for people, and like I say, this Facebook group, it will be just one of the ways. But for anybody wanting to learn tie-dye, I want people to be able to find ways, whether it's my information or somebody else's information. You should be able to find information out there on the web someplace to help you, because art needs to be done by everybody. Now, not everybody has to do tie-dye, but I think everybody should be doing art of some sort. But I think everybody's an artist in one way or another. I think even a massage therapist is an artist. Their canvas just happens to be the human body. And I think I'm on a ramble again. Sorry, I find a soapbox and I just climb right up there. Okay, we're just about done here. Maybe I should move over to questions. Let me put this down, and then I will see what questions. Julie brought me a new sheet out here, so we'll see what we got on there. All right, and I think we're going to be good on this. I'm going to open up. That's one thing. I've seen some pictures people post online, and they say that they have a lot of white. Well, one of the things you can do when you get to this point where you think you're done dyeing and everything looks good is if you just take something like a cuticle pusher and just open up some of these cracks and creases here and just peek inside, and you can see whether you're actually done. Right there I can see my fuchsia. I have some white spots in the fuchsia there. So this way you can kind of touch up some of those spots before you batch them, and then when you open it up you're going to have nice bright colors. I love you guys too, and thank you, Saucy. Yes, I am a goofball. I think I wear that with pride now. When I was growing up, it wasn't always the best thing to be, but I think in adult life, being a goofball is a good thing. Now, what was I? Oh, I was touching up this fuchsia right here. So yes, just take your cuticle pusher or any kind of a thing and open up those creases. And I can see that my fuchsia didn't saturate as well, so I can add more dye right now and avoid issues. So that is something that I always recommend, is if you're having saturation issues, is to start checking your dyes when you're done, when you think you're done dyeing them, and just make sure. And the other thing is to make sure you kind of clean up your hands and stuff if you're going to jump between colors, and also your tool. So as I get into this yellow and green from the black that I was working on, I wiped everything up. Yeah, and I'm seeing good colors. I'm not seeing a lot of white down it. A tiny bit of white is fine because the dyes are still going to move, but if you see big white spots, then you need to add more dye to it. And sometimes it's better to know now than later. But that looks good, so I'm going to put this in a tub and I'm going to batch this for 48 hours. And then of course I will rinse that on Friday and do a reveal video for you. And I love the patternings and stuff that I get that show up on my towels here. Oh, and it looks like Julie was able to find the link to the Rainbow Warriors Facebook group.
Maybe somebody can test it.
What?
Somebody can test it.
Oh, and Julie, she just put the link up there, but she would like somebody to test it to make sure that it actually works. So click on the link and test it out for her. Okay. So I'm going to clean up a little bit because that's what I do, and then I'm going to move this computer up so I can see you guys better.
Somebody was asking if it's possible to over dye that design.
Yes, Julie said somebody was wanting to know if it's possible to over dye this design, and yes it is. If you get too much dye into any kind of a design, it's going to stop going down and it's going to start spreading sideways. It's just going to kind of puddle in there and all the colors run together. So I do like to kind of work at it slowly. Like I said, I work from the top to start with, and I keep checking the bottom. If once I check the bottom, if I see saturation in half of it and not in the other half, I don't keep adding dye into the section that is already saturated good. I will add dye just in the portion that needs it. And then when I flip it over, you should be able to put just, if you have color coming through in all of the areas, you should be able to put just one layer of dye on. And then after that, I check and I only add dye where I see white. So yes, it is possible to over dye any one of the designs. It's easy. It's not a bad thing. It's just something to be aware of, and then you can try and avoid it. But sometimes over dyeing something can lead to something fantastic. I've had some awesome results from something that I over dyed. And also, for the last 16 years, I've gone into the schools and worked with the kids. And let me tell you, the kids are the kings and queens of over dyeing, to the point that you have their t-shirt here and the puddle of dye is out to here, and they're still squirting. They got their bottles. And I can see Julie over there trying to gently take a bottle away, saying, I think you're done. But then we get to the end and we wash those t-shirts out, and they might be a little bit on the dark side, but they just look beautiful. So anyways, yes, you can over dye it, but also you could just make it more beautiful. Although on the WigWag design, that one there is a little difficult. If you over flood that one, you're not gonna have your design. So that's one that we want to try to avoid over dyeing. Spirals and other things like that, those could be fun to over dye a little bit and just see what you get. Okay, where did you get your hoodie? 100% cotton, hard to find. My hoodie here is a Hanes. Let me just pick it up here. It's a Hanes Ultimate Cotton hoodie. So there's the tag there, Ultimate Cotton Hanes hoodie. And this one here is 90-10. So 90% of the cotton and 10% is polyester. And I think probably most of the polyester is all on the inside, all of this fuzzy stuff here, because that's always a little bit lighter on the inside than the outside. So yes, it dyes up great. I buy mine from sanmar.com, but I buy wholesale. So if you can't get wholesale, let me type that in here. So, but if you can't get wholesale, then there's also Jiffy t-shirts, I think custom shirts. I think in the past, I've even just gone directly to Hanes.com, and I was able to find them there also. So, yes, they can be hard to find, but they can be found. And like I say, the other brand that I used to use was the Gildan, and those were 80-20. And they dyed up great. But once I found the Hanes, I liked the Hanes. They were more cotton, so I just bought them. And Dragon Tears of Love said Bulk Apparel has them as well. So thank you, Dragon Tears of Love. I appreciate when you guys get in and help out. But yes, the better hoodies can be found around different places. And hopefully over on the tie-dye page. Oh, my mom says she's got to go. Thank you, Mom. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy you guys' dinner. And as soon as I know a date and time of us coming to Pendleton again, I'll let you know. But it's not for Thanksgiving. So, bye, Mom.
Bye, Mom.
Let's see. Oh, Julie just showed up with more questions. So we'll answer a couple more questions, and then I think we're going to sign off. What's that shirt you're wearing? Looks cool. This one here is a quantum scrunch. I was busy earlier and I couldn't do it, but I think I have time now. So let me find a link to this. This one here, of course, is called is a rainbow quantum scrunch, but you can do the quantum scrunch in any colors, and I will find a link to the video. There it is. Okay. Here is a link to the quantum scrunch. So thank you. Oh, and I just see another question. How long did it take you to grow your beard out? It took me, I think, to get it out to this length, it took about 2.5 years. But I've been growing it now for 4 years. 3 years. No, let's see.
Since 2017.
No, November 2016. That's when I started dyeing it. So yes, we're going on 4 years.
This is it for you.
This is for me. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
You were explaining earlier why you didn't have on one of your gifted t-shirts.
Oh.
So I'm telling you to tell them.
Okay. Julie is trying to take blame for me not wearing one of my gifted t-shirts today. She said that she moved them into a new location. I got a stack of gift t-shirts, and those are the ones that I usually try to work in while I'm doing these live videos. And she said that she moved them and she apologizes. But really, I didn't even go back there to look for one because I was busy running around here getting prepared. So, but it gave me a chance to wear my quantum scrunch because it looks like a couple people were curious about this. So I hope you guys have fun dyeing your quantum scrunch t-shirts. Let's see. Is Julie ever going to make an appearance? I don't know. Every now and then we hear her. Oh.
Hi.
There's Julie. Yep. Now you're on there. She made her appearance.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There
Carl,
was
what size do you wear? I wear an extra large. So I have a couple people send me t-shirts, but I'm not going to post my address publicly, but you guys can send me a message. I will send a link if you guys want my address. Of course, if anybody has bought something, you probably have my address. But
Could you put black over a scrunch?
so here is my launch links. Down at the bottom of the list, there's my do-it-yourself MrTieDye page, my MrTieDye page, and my store link. Those are 3 places where you can message me. So if you're asking about my address of where to send a gift tee, that would be the place. And then let's see. Julie said somebody asked about putting black over a scrunch. And yes, you can. Actually, I do have a... Oh, over a quantum scrunch. Yes, that's what I did with this one here. I dyed it in the rainbow colors to start with, and then I added just a little bit of black. I probably used one of these foam brushes and just painted it on. So usually what I'll do, I'll have my t-shirt all folded up. I'm just going to twist up a rag right now. So however you have it folded up, this one's in a spiral, but however you have it folded up, usually what I do if I'm adding I want to add just a little bit of black to something. If you squirt it on, it's going to go in and sometimes take over the t-shirt. But if you want it just a little pop of color, you can add just a little bit to the table, get it on your brush, and then just lightly paint it on. And I usually will put it on the table rather than pour it into a little cup, because any dye that I put my brush in and touch my t-shirt that has soda ash on it, I don't want that dye going back into this bottle. So that's why I always just squeeze out just enough on the table. If I did pour it in a little cup, I would dump that cup out at the end. I don't pour any dye that has even the tiniest bit of soda ash back into my dye bottles, because those dyes will slowly... Okay, let's see. You accept gift shirts to wear online from anyone? Yes. Yeah, I've been having people just been sending me as a thank you for, teaching them how to do tie-dye. So if you're wanting to send a gift shirt, then yes, I usually try to get them stacked up and I try to wear them. And I also ask that if you can sign it and write a legible name. If not, then I'll do that. But I usually have the t-shirt, the name of the person or the business, so that I can tell people who made the t-shirts. Okay. Where are your stones? Oh, my leather that holds my pouch broke. So I have some of my stones just kind of hanging out over here, but I don't have one that I'm wearing right now. Do you teach the ripple technique? No, I don't. The ripple is a design that I learned from Josh Shep. He did a tutorial and he sells it, so I supported another artist and I bought his tutorial so that I could learn it. But since I paid for a tutorial from another artist, I don't teach that one. I only teach the things that I learn and figure out myself. But I also don't, I've had people send me pictures and ask me to figure out somebody else's design. Now, if I figure out somebody else's design, I might make one just for fun, but once again, I don't teach that. If somebody has spent a lot of time and they don't want to share it, that's perfectly fine with me. I don't expect anybody to share the way that I share. I felt called to share my knowledge, so that's what I do. And I try to help everybody learn whatever they can. Other than that, I recommend, if you want to learn the ripple technique, is to go to Josh. He does sell the technique and you can learn it there. Let's see. I think we're about done here. I don't see any more questions. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and close it up. What time is it? Oh, it's 2:30. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. That was an hour. I got my video done. I answered some questions, and I think it's time to bid you guys farewell. So I think everybody, I hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow. Whether you're able to spend it with friends and family or you spend it at home, but still try to send some peace, love, and light out into the world. Think about your neighbors, think about your family, think about the world. The world needs unity right now. I think above everything else, we all want world peace. So I think if we just focus on the main things that everybody wants instead of the details about how we're going to get them, then we could come to world peace. Imagine that. Peace around the world. Unity. Anyways, peace, love, light, and laughter. You guys have a great week. Happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you guys on Friday for my hippie Christmas as we reveal this. So peace out. And that's Julie's.